Okay, I kind of hate myself for not entirely hating Deep Water. Let's do a spoiler-free, no-hype review to find out why. What's up, cretins? What's up, creeps? My name is Chris. I'm the only person talking horror on the internet. Hit the sub, help me get to 5K before my 2-year anniversary this June. Deep Water is a movie where a plane explodes. But since that's apparently not enough, the plane lands on a coral reef in the middle of the ocean. And there's sharks, so there's your movie. I'm gonna do my best to not be sarcastic about this because I honestly had a fun time watching it, so let's bring this up so that we can break this down. Feeling like a film that's made by somebody who thinks that The Day After Tomorrow is the pinnacle of filmmaking, Renny Harlin's Deep Water is the high-concept, low-intelligence film that I didn't realize that I missed seeing every summer from the mid-90s to the early 2000s. Is it well made? Not necessarily. There's clunky tonal shifts that do not work. There's a lot of redundancy, like to the point where I thought that they recycled a sequence within the overall crash. There's times when characters have conversations within like 20 square feet of space, and then somebody just pops up who's been there the whole time, and they're like, okay, what's the plan? At one point, a character goes to check for other survivors by swimming to another piece of wreckage. And when other characters see a shark headed towards them, they start screaming, "Shark!" And she stops swimming, flips over, and waves. Just a smile and a wave. Like they were just in a plane wreck, everybody's dead. But I mean, obviously she can't hear them. She's like 30 feet away from them in open water where nothing else is making noise and sound doesn't travel better across water. Said I wasn't gonna be sarcastic. And then another character just reaches into a compartment and just pulls out a raft. Like, knew it was there the whole time. What are we doing? And if you want to play a drinking game, take a shot every time that Harlin goes from a medium shot of somebody staring out into the wreckage and pans back to reveal the total catastrophe. Actually, don't do that, you'll die. He clearly made the movie with the intent of having it be a 40x release. It's clunky, it's stupid, it has problems all over the place, but it's absolutely a step in the right direction coming off of the Strangers trilogy he just finished shitting out. So I'll let it go to a 6 out of 15. The acting is not good, and that's fucking insane because you've got Ben Kingsley and Thomas Jane leading the cast. And listen, I know that the credits, the poster, IMDb, they all say Ben Kingsley and Aaron Eckhart. I saw the movie. This is Thomas Jane. It's either that or Aaron Eckhart took the role for the money and spent half of that money to do a face-off thing with Thomas Jane so that nobody knew that he was in the movie and can blame it on Thomas Jane. Either way, Kingsley and Jane Hart are there for the paycheck and everybody else ranges from campy to ridiculous. There's a 10-year-old kid in teddy bear overalls that I think is playing like a 4-year-old. There's romance between people who have zero chemistry. I mean, really, the acting is like a 5 because the accomplished actors don't want to be there and the less accomplished are less accomplished. But that's kind of perfect for the absurdity of this movie. Not perfect score perfect, but accidentally stumbling into the right mix can get you to maybe an 8 out of 15. If you asked me to lay out everything wrong with the screenplay, we could be here for twice the runtime of the movie. Straight from the beginning, we're exposition dumping, where like a character randomly walks in to talk to Jane Hart, and he says, "Hey Captain, just wanted to see how you're doing. I heard about your son, and I would think that that's a very difficult thing that you're dealing with. Maybe we can talk more about it later. Okay, bye." There's action hero one-liners, like people mugging for the camera and saying, "Just going for a little swim." Everybody makes stupid decisions. I literally laughed out loud when a locator falls into the ocean. They know that the locator fell into the ocean, and a woman actually says, "Locator? What are you talking about? Is that what they need to find us?" Long short, the dialogue is top notch. Beyond that, every character is an archetype, but in like the absolute funniest way. I literally laughed out loud when the jock guy called the esports guy Captain Keyboard. Like the writers live in this alternate reality where it's only still nerds that use computers. And yeah, the grandma was fucking hilarious. She gets introduced to us by staring at another person until they acknowledge her, and then she just says, "Hey, this is a picture of my granddaughter." Take a shot every time in the movie that she reminds us that she's a grandma. But again, don't, because you'll die. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was written in 1996 and somebody just uncovered it, threw a bunch of iPads into it, and decided to make it. And true story, I was about a minute into hearing the dialogue when I started wondering how long it was going to be until somebody tries to join the Mile High Club. 18 minutes. I don't know, 3 out of 15? Deep Water is not a scary movie. I know it's supposed to be more reliant on a combination of jumps and gore and sharks being fucking sick. Nature's perfect machine, bro. I guess it does some things. 3 out of 10. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. The movie looks like shit. For all the showing of the scope of the disaster, none of it looks good. It all looks like it's shot in pools or like at least visibly controlled environment. And there's ways around that. Shooting in the dark, shooting up close, not showing the full scope. And the sharks look like shit too. Literally, like, no exaggeration, they're Sharknado sharks. Plane crash actually looked decent, so I'm assuming that that's where all the money went, and then they just, did whatever with the rest of it. Aesthetically, 3 out of 10. If you're gonna go for the story, I don't know that you're showing up for the right movie. This is about a plane that crashes into sharks. There's loose ends, there's several dissatisfying or unresolved conclusions, and if you're not gonna resolve a character's storyline, you just don't build them a story. And everybody that dies has a hero death. Perfect last words, dramatic music, die while they're looking at a picture of family, take a shot every time that there's a hero death, but again, don't, because you'll die. 4 out of 10. I can't knock the kills. Whether they were via shark or plane crash, they were swift, vicious, and usually creative. Yes, there could have been a higher body count and less drama, so maybe a 7 out of 10. Originality? How many other plane crash movies have a shark attack conclusion? Pause the video and I'll wait. 4 out of 5. Rewatchability? How many times have you watched Armageddon, The Day After Tomorrow, Con Air? You could probably rewatch this just as many times. 4 out of 5. Deep Water is straight up dumb fun. There was probably 15 people in my theater, and no bullshit, they clapped twice at 2 separate parts. At one point, the guy that was sitting in front of me was so involved, he actually exclaimed, "Oh, fuck yeah!" It is not a good movie, but what it lacks in competent filmmaking, it absolutely makes up for in fun. 5 out of 5 for enjoyment. So overall, these add up to a possible 100 points, and when I chainsaw this off, your Massa score for Deep Water is 50 out of 100. If this was meant as a parody, Deep Water would be taught in film schools on how it's done properly. But it's not. Rather, it plays more as an homage to the summer blockbuster of yesteryear before cinematic universes and serializations. A self-contained, simple reminder that things don't have to be deep for you to have fun. Kindred Spirits. Con Air, if the plane blew up and landed in shark-infested waters. Armageddon, if the rocket blew up and landed in shark-infested waters. And Deep Blue Sea, if there was a plane that blew up. There's already sharks. That's all I got for you, cretins. That's gonna do it for today, creeps. Do all these things. Let me know if you saw Deep Water and what you thought of it right over here. And as always, this is all just a matter of opinion. See it yourself, make your own decisions, remain critical, support horror.